who called The Wasteland as a poem of algebra, and why did he so call? The famous critic who called The Wasteland a poem of algebra was Lewis. Lewis used this phrase to suggest that the wasteland is extremely complex and intellectual, almost like a mathematical equation. By comparing the poem to algebra, he meant that it cannot be understood easily by ordinary emotional reading. Instead, it requires careful analysis, knowledge, and interpretation, just as algebra requires solving symbols and formulas. Lewis felt that the poem is filled with numerous references, allusions, myths, foreign languages, and literary quotations. Eliot used fragments from the Bible, Greek mythology, Shakespeare, Dante, and Eastern scriptures. These references are not always explained clearly in the poem. Therefore, a reader must solve the poem by identifying and connecting these references, much like solving an algebraic problem. The structure of the poem is also fragmented and non-linear. It shifts suddenly from one speaker to another, from one place to another, and from past to present. This makes it intellectually demanding. Lewis believed that Eliot's poetry appeals more to the intellect than to simple emotions. However, Lewis did not mean this entirely as criticism. He admired Eliot's technical skill and seriousness. By calling it a poem of algebra, he emphasized its intellectual depth and complexity. The phrase highlights the modernist style of Eliot, where poetry becomes dense, symbolic, and analytical rather than straightforward and narrative.